Live Monday night as we are bringing to you the Strat football semifinal game. This is Summer Sprint, which is a 1985 retro league. And tonight's game features, it looks like they've stopped for me. Okay, I'm going to type in a message here real quick. This is the Lincoln County Letterman, coached by Tom Cook, and they are facing off with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are coached by Ron Martin. And I'm trying to get a message to them here real quick just to let them know that I've begun the broadcast. And it's, for whatever reason, it's not. Let me send the message. Okay, hopefully they'll get it started here. Anyway, let's set the scene here for you. This is Lincoln County, who finished the season 13-3 in this Summer Sprint 1985 Retro League. And my goodness gracious, the game already dropped. Okay. So we'll just jump right back in here in just a moment. As you see the colorful patterns, every once in a while you get online and the servers, for whatever reason, kicks you out. So we'll jump right back in. There's only been one play, so we haven't really missed anything. So as I said, this is Summer Sprint, the 2017 semifinals. This is a 1985 retro league. And the draft is a little different from what many of us players do in leagues. This is a unit-based draft, not an individual draft. So you can draft a team's quarterbacks, you can draft a team's defensive secondary, you can draft a team's tight end, blocking back, fullback combination. You can draft an offensive line as a unit, defensive line as a unit, etc. So that's how we came to this league. It's a 17-team league, and we play a 16-game season, so every team plays the other teams one time. The top 8 teams, I believe the top 8 teams were the only ones with winning records, so they were the ones who qualified for this playoff. I believe any team with a winning record gets in, but I'll have to check on that. 9-7, there were a couple teams at 9-7 that did wind up qualifying. And 13-3 was the top dog, and that belongs to Tom Cook and his Lincoln County Letterman. And Pittsburgh, who is coached by Ron Martin, finished 10-6. And I called their game yesterday against James Riley and his Southern California Sun, and they were able to pull the upset on a team that had won 12 games during the season. So we've got 2 very, very good coaches, 2 veteran coaches, who will be taking part in this competition. Again, this is probably one of the last leagues that we are going to have before the fall leagues kick off. Very soon, Stratomatic will be releasing their discs and their cards, and soon after that, a lot of the leagues will start having their individual drafts. But Strat fans, we don't stop even for the summer, and so we come up with little creative leagues, and this is where we stand right now. In this Summer Sprint Retro League 1985, of course, you remember that's the Super Bowl Shuffle, Chicago Bears. And it looks like we are going to get back to action here. That is Ron Martin, who's communicating with Tom Cook. And I'm going to go ahead and send a message here as well to let him know that I'm in too and broadcasting this game. So we'll wait for Tom to communicate. It looks like he is now involved. And this is Ron Martin on offense. His quarterback is Bill Kinney, former Kansas City Chief. His wideouts are Andre Reed, and that is Billy White Shoes Johnson. So Kinney, on his first play from scrimmage, completes a 3-yard pass to fullback Steve Sewell, former Denver Bronco, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. So I'm going to pull up the card images here so you all can play along at home. Second down and 7 for Pittsburgh. Ball at their own 43. They've got good field position to start out this game. We're just underway. Summer Sprint semifinals. The winner of this competition will take on the winner of Seattle and Maine and will be crowned Summer Sprint champion for 2017. And on this next play, Kenny is sacked. So Kenny takes the sack. He is brought down by former New Orleans Saint great Ricky Jackson, who's a linebacker 6. As you can see, we'll call up his numbers here just momentarily. He's a linebacker 6'6", so he's 6 against the run, 6 against the pass. He's also an asterisk pass rating 12.9, so he's a wildly dangerous player. And he makes his impact early as he puts Pittsburgh in the hole. And this will be 3rd and 19. So let's see if Ron can convert or at least get some yards back. He's out there with a 4-wide set. He likes to throw deep, and he is on this play. He's throwing it to Ernest Biner, and this pass is going to be caught. Ernest Biner is going to catch it up the middle, a seam route. And he will go all the way for a touchdown. So on the third play from scrimmage, the Pittsburgh Steelers fire off their first touchdown. That is Bill Kenny on a 75-yard reception. Actually, we'll get the numbers on that in just a moment. It was 75 on the card. But in either event, that's the way you convert a 3rd and 19. So immediately, Pittsburgh hops on top 7-0 over the regular season champion, Lincoln County Letterman. So fireworks early in this contest as Lincoln County will take to the field and on their first possession allow that touchdown. Let's see if they can answer. That's Bobby Hebert, former New Orleans Saint, under center. That's Mike Quick and Keith Jackson to the right, who also is rated as a tight end, but in this case he will be playing wide out. And here comes a run up the middle to Tim Spencer. No gain on the play. So now we have Tim Spencer again, fullback in the backfield, and that's Stump Mitchell. Stump Mitchell has a lot of short gains on his card if guessed wrong, but he doesn't have an unlimited amount of carries, so I'm sure that Tom will use this judiciously. Stump Mitchell, the former St. Louis Cardinal. So now we're going to see the 3-wide, 2 running back offense. Here comes a crossing pattern to Quick, but Ron Martin, nice call from Martin as he double teams Quick, and the pass falls incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down. So 3rd down and 10 for Tom Cook and his Lincoln County Letterman. I'm trying to get a handle on the offensive line. It looks like Tom Cook had selected the Indianapolis Colts offensive line. So Bobby Hebert in shotgun. 2 wide, 2 running backs, and a tight end. That's Pete Houlihan at tight end. And here comes a pass to Kenny Jackson, who I incorrectly said was Keith Jackson. That's Kenny Jackson, but he's only going to pick up 4 on the play, so he's the 2nd wide out for the Philadelphia Eagles, not Keith Jackson. And Lincoln County will go 3 and out on their first possession. So Ron Martin strikes first with a deep pass from Bill Kenny to Ernest Biner. For the game's opening score, Lincoln County goes 3 and out. Pittsburgh will take over, ball at their own 32. See if we can get the correct yardage on that last play. That was a 69-yard touchdown pass for Bill Kenny. I called Ron Martin's game, Pittsburgh, yesterday against Southern California. Kenny got off to a very, very slow start, but he's off to a hot start this time. And speaking of a hot start, here comes another deep pass from Bill Kinney, and that pass is completed. And once again, it's Ernest Biner, who has 2 catches for 102 yards already. Yesterday, in the game against Southern California, his tight end, the former Denver Bronco, James Wright, had 100 yards receiving. So we've got 2 unsung heroes already making an impact in yesterday's game and today's game. This is Ernest Biner's game. He hasn't even, I don't believe he's even rushed. Hasn't even had 1 carry. And here comes a pass that is going to be caught for 12 yards and another first down. And that's to Steve Sewell. So immediately you can see Ron Martin is throwing short passes, but they're all going to his running backs. So once again, Martin finds himself in excellent field position here. Actually, I guess he was in enemy territory, but not for long as Biner raced all the way through the Lincoln County secondary for a score. But this is the second time now that Pittsburgh finds himself in Lincoln County territory. Ball at the 23. We have 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Very quick score for Pittsburgh to open the game. A 69-yard touchdown toss from Bill Kinney to Ernest Biner. And now Pittsburgh once again is driven into Letterman territory. 2nd down and 10. And here comes a run. This is to Ernest Biner. 5-yard pickup on the play. Biner has 2 catches for 102 yards. And he has 2 carries for 5 yards. So 3rd and 5 for Lincoln County. Ball. 3rd and 5 for Pittsburgh. Ball at the Lincoln County 18. We're waiting for the play call. Actually, just waiting for the formation. 3rd and 5. Small little delay here while we are waiting. Hoping we didn't have a drop in the connection. So we'll wait this one out for a little bit. We'll go visit the Summer Sprint website and see if we can get a handle on the scores from yesterday and see how we got here. So this is a very long delay between plays, and I'm starting to wonder if perhaps we've lost our connection. I know Ron was having a little bit of difficulty in his game yesterday, so I'm hoping that that's not what's hurting today, but it's been about a minute and a half between this last play call. But it will pop up with a message that says that the user dropped and we've not seen it. So how did we get to this point? Again, we had 8 teams who qualified for the playoffs, and Lincoln County at 13-3 was the regular season champion. And over the weekend, they defeated Alexandria 20-7. Seattle, who is playing in the other semifinal game, won handily over East Rock 37-13. Pittsburgh was able to hold on, defeating Southern California 26-22. And Maine edged Jersey 19-16. So Maine will be playing Seattle in the upcoming game following this one. Yeah, it looks like it's crashed. That's my friend Dennis Crowley who's telling me to jump ship on this one, and I shall. So we'll hop right back in there, and hopefully we didn't miss too much. So that's 2 drops in the game so far. Just a little bit of difficulty here. I appreciate everyone staying with us. Let's get reconnected, and hopefully we didn't miss too many plays. Well, I can tell you right now, at 3 points on the board, it looks like that was a field goal. So we'll catch back up with that here in just a moment. Sorry, we missed a lot of that animation and a lot of the action. But we are back now, and Lincoln County has the ball on their own 41. It's 3rd down and 3. That is Stump Mitchell with Tim Spencer in the backfield, Bobby Abear under center. That is Pete Houlihan, tight end. Your splits are Kenny Jackson and Mike Quick. So on 3rd and 3, here comes an inside run to Stump Mitchell. It's guessed wrong. And on Mitchell's card, he's able to get just enough for the first down. So the ball is at the 45, first down again for Lincoln County. We have 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter of the Summer Sprint 2017 semifinal contest between the Lincoln County Lettermen, who trail the Pittsburgh Steelers 10-0. The winner will go on to face the winner of the Maine-Seattle semifinal contest coming up right after this game. So here's another run to Stump Mitchell. That's 5 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd and 5 as Lincoln County has for the first time made their way to the 50-yard line. Tom Cook, 13 and 3 in the regular season. They are the regular season league champions. This is a 17-team league. Every team plays every team once. Yours truly floundered in this league, winning a grand total of 4 games. But I defy anyone with Lynn Dickey at the helm to make its way to the playoffs. I don't subscribe to being a great coach, but mercy sakes, you can only fumble the ball so many times. 2nd down, Tim Spencer on the run, and he will pick up 2. And that'll bring up 3rd and 3. This is a very fun league. It's definitely a blast from the past. I see these players playing, and I can see the football cards in which they appeared in my memory. It's been a real blast playing in this league. I got a chance to draft my favorite player all time, Eric Dickerson, and unfortunately I did not fare very well in the league, but it still was a lot of fun. So I was enjoying playing, and certainly we'll look forward to playing again next year, but I'll do just a little bit of better job drafting. And if I don't, I'm sure that Tom Cook is going to remind me. So 3rd and 3, ball at the 45. Excuse me, the 48. Lincoln County trails Pittsburgh 10-0. The standard R formation that they've run includes Stump Mitchell in the backfield, and he's going to run again. It's guessed wrong once again. So he should be able to pick this up. He's going to pick this up and then some. Mitchell's going to race and go all the way down to the 13-yard line, a 35-yard pickup for Stump Mitchell. A very dangerous card if guessed wrong. And if you roll those snake eyes or you roll box cards, you're going to be in for a treat. In this case, it was a long gain. Mitchell races 35 yards all the way down to the Pittsburgh 13. So it appears Lincoln County is on their way to slicing into this lead. How much? We will find out in the next few plays. 3:36 to go here in the first quarter. Tom Cook and his 13-3 Lincoln County Letterman against 10-6 Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Ron Martin. This time a pass to Stump Mitchell, and Ron Martin decides to pay attention to him so much so he double teams him, and that pass falls incomplete. Mitchell still has a couple of completions on his card, a very dangerous card both as a receiver and a rusher. Even double teamed, he had a couple of shots at making that catch, including one on a 7. That is the mark of a quality running back. Certainly, they can catch the ball out of the backfield. So 2nd down and 10. Now he's going in the pro set formation. Here comes a pass to Pete Houlihan. It's guessed incorrectly. And that pass is going to fall incomplete. So Houlihan is unable to make the play. The defender of X or short gain. The white die came up with a 5. We'll have to see what linebacker, excuse me, the strong safety who was guarding him. I have never heard of that man in my life. See, you still go back and you learn a lot about these players. Who is that secondary man there? Oh, that's Dallas's secondary. That's Dallas's secondary. And I believe he has the Giants. No, I'm sorry. He has the San Francisco linebacker set and the Dallas secondary. So here comes 3rd and 10. Here comes another pass to Pete Holohan. And that pass is going to be complete, but he's only able to pick up 3 on the play, so Tom Cook is going to have to settle for a field goal attempt. And this is Fouad Rives. And Fouad Rives puts it through the pipes, and Lincoln County is on the board. So Tom Cook has closed the lead to 10-3. And here comes the kick, and this is returned by Kenny Waginger, 25 yards. So not a very good kick, and that's excellent field position for Pittsburgh as they will take over on their own 43. They are leading 10-3. Bill Kenny is off to a very fast start, and he can thank Ernest Biner for that, who already has eclipsed the 100-yard mark in the first quarter, courtesy of 2 bombs. Here comes a quick pass to Steve Sewell. It's completed, and that'll pick up 7 yards. And Pittsburgh now has the ball at the 50-yard line, 2nd and 3, as we are in the closing minute of the first quarter of this Summer Sprint 2017 championship game. We're using the 1985 card set. Chicago Bears, of course, world champions. 46-10 over the New England Patriots. So Ron Martin goes 3 wide on this play. Ernest Biner on the side of Bill Kenny, who's in the shotgun. And here comes a bomb to Jerry Butler. There's 2 men in the zone, and the pass falls incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3 from midfield. Pittsburgh 10-6 in the regular season. Lincoln County 13-3, regular season champions of the Summer Sprint 2017 League, again featuring the 1985 card set. So let's see, pro sets. So that was pro sets, and that was a run by Ernest Biner. So he's able to pick up 4 yards and move the chains as we have come to the close of the first quarter. With your score, Pittsburgh Steelers 10, Lincoln County Letterman 3. So to open up this second quarter, well, we're hoping we get to the next quarter. I'm telling you, it's so hard to tell as to whether or not this game is freezing or not. I'm guessing that it has. I haven't seen any action. I haven't seen any communication between the two coaches. So let's see if I get a text from Dennis saying the same thing. Just a really poor connection, unfortunately, in this game. So keep our fingers crossed that they're just taking a break, but I get the feeling they are out. So I'm going to do a preemptive strike and go ahead and close out. And we will rejoin the game. Okay, we are all back in. So that's a 3-wide set. Bill Kinney again in the shotgun. That's Ernest Biner on his hip. So here comes a pass, and it's completed for a first down. To Billy White Shoes Johnson. And that is his first reception. That is a 13-yard pickup and another first down for Pittsburgh. Bill Kinney is red hot right now, 7 for 8 for 141 yards. Complete opposite of his start yesterday against Southern California, but they were able to win, and they find themselves in this position now, one game away from the Summer Sprint Championship. That's another completion, this time to Andre Reed. And that's his first reception of the game. That's a 14-yard pickup and another first down. So just like that, Ron Martin finds himself in scoring position here. Ball at the 19 as they have entered the red zone of Lincoln County. This is the third time they've made their way into red zone territory. They've scored every single time. Let's see what they can do here. Here comes a pass to Billy White Shoes Johnson. It is completed for 5 yards, bringing up second down. So I was looking at the draft here while we have a moment. Tom Cook had the second pick of this draft. The first pick was Dan Marino, actually the Miami quarterback unit. And Tom chose the Bears defensive line. So here comes a pass. This one is complete to Ernest Biner, and he is tackled at the 1-yard line. So Ernest Biner with his third reception of the game, and Bill Kinney once again completes the pass. 10 of 11 for Kinney, and that's 3 receptions now for Ernest Biner and 115 yards. So first and goal to go. So let's see if Chicago can relive the glory of the Super Bowl title win in which they were able to keep the Patriots out on 4 consecutive plays. Very strong defense. Lots of 6s up front, as you can see. So let's see if they try to plug it up the middle 4 times and find their way into the end zone. That's Bill Kinney under center. That is Steve Sewell, Sam Vincent, I believe, and Ernest Biner. Let's see if that's who that is. That's it. Sammy Vincent. So we missed the animation on that play while I was trying to figure out who in the world Sammy Vincent is. And in the meantime, that was a pass from Kinney to Billy White Shoes Johnson that falls incomplete. So that's the first incomplete pass for Bill Kinney in quite some time. Very fine start for Kinney, 10 of 12. Kinney had a very strong card, and I remember him being picked quite early, as a matter of fact. We'll have to see. I believe maybe it was the 3rd round. We'll try to check on that. Actually, it was the 4th round. So here comes a run to Ernest Biner. He is going to go into the end zone for a score. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. And Pittsburgh has extended their lead to 13 pending this extra point by Gary Anderson, and it is good. And so 10-6 Pittsburgh yesterday on the road defeated the Southern California Sun the 12-4 Southern California Sun 26-22, and now on the road are up 2 scores on the Lincoln County Lettermen, who finished as Summer Sprint regular season champions, 13 wins. But no panic in Tom Cook. He is a veteran coach. It's just 2 scores. I'm sure he's thinking, let's get one back and let's get a stop. But first things first, let's get a score. So Bobby Hebert under center. Here comes a flat pass. This going over to Quick. It is caught, but it's only good for 1 yard. And that'll bring up second down. So Tom Cook, with his first-round draft pick, selected the Bears line. And then he followed that up with the Rams wide receiver and punt return specialist. That would be Henry Ellard and Ron Brown. Oh, there's your long pass, and it is completed. So Bobby Hebert connects for 27 yards to Kenny Jackson. And that's a first down, and Lincoln County is back in Pittsburgh territory. He's going once again to Kenny Jackson, but this pass falls incomplete. Ron called pass on that play, and that'll bring up second down. So here is the not often seen 2 running back, 3 wide set for Tom Cook and his Lincoln County Letterman as he takes out his tight end, and his third wide receiver is Henry Ellard, who I just mentioned a moment ago. Henry Ellard, special teams demon punt returner, and Ron Brown, who I believe had 2 kickoff returns for scores on the card, so he's got an excellent card. Here comes a square in pass. This is to Henry Ellard, and it is guessed correctly. It only picks up 4 yards, and that'll bring up third down and 6. That was Ellard's second catch of the game. He's had 2 flat pass catches for only 7 yards. Bobby Hebert, thus far, 6 of 10, but only 42 yards, 27 of which just came on a bomb to Kenny Jackson. So third down, and here is your I formation. That is Otis Anderson in the backfield, checks in. And that's Buford McGee in front of him. So 3rd and 6. Severs also is checked in at tight end. That's Kenny Jackson and Mike Quick are still the wideouts. So 3rd and 6. For Lincoln County. 9 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Lincoln County trails Pittsburgh 17-3. Here comes a quick patch to Kenny Jackson. There's one man in the zone. He is able to pick up 6 yards and a first down. So nice conversion there for Lincoln County, and they extend the drive. Ball at the 30. Pro set formation, and Pittsburgh comes out in a 4-3. So you have star wideout Mike Quick being defended by a 6. I believe that's Emerson. I'm guessing that's Emerson Walls. It is Emerson Walls, who had an interception in yesterday's game. Pittsburgh double teams Kenny Jackson. Here comes a pass out of the backfield, and it's going to be caught. That's an 11-yard pickup and a first down for Lincoln County. That pass was to Stump Mitchell. Pittsburgh brought their linebacker up. There was no linebacker in the zone, so that's guessed wrong on Stump Mitchell's card, and he picks up 11. So that's another first down for Lincoln County as they are driving to try to cut this lead. Trailing 17-3 in this summer sprint semifinal championship game. Here's a pass Once again to Kenny Jackson, and that is also going to be caught. So that's a 16-yard pickup for Kenny Jackson and another first down. And Bobby Hebert has heated up. He's 9 of 13, 75 yards, much of that coming on this drive, including a 27-yard pass to Kenny Jackson, and this time a 16-yard completion to Kenny Jackson. That is 4 receptions now for Jackson, 53 yards on the evening. So first and goal to go, ball at the 3. This is an inside run by Otis Anderson, and Otis Anderson is able to pick up a yard on the play. Second down, that's Otis Anderson, Tim Spencer, and Stump Mitchell in the backfield. They're playing with one wideout, and that is Kenny Jackson. And here comes a slant pass to Holohan. It's guessed wrong, and Holohan is going to haul this one in for a touchdown. Bobby Hebert has thrown his first touchdown pass. This one to Pete Holohan. A 2-yard scoring strike, and Lincoln County, pending the extra point here by Fuad Revez, can clip this lead to 7. And we've got 2 veteran coaches with a little bit of banter here below. Ron Martin is a class act, and he just congratulated Tom Cook for a very nice drive, and it certainly was. So we're going to wait for Revez to kick this through the pipes and clip this lead to a touchdown. And the extra point is good. So Lincoln County trailing 17-3, just drove the length of the field and has cut this lead to a touchdown. So lots of fireworks in this game, lots of points. And the Lettermen have closed the lead to 7 with 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So this kick travels to the 1, and that is Keddy Wagager, but this time he's only able to bring it back to the 16. So Pittsburgh has some excellent field position here early on, but this time they're going to start deep in their own territory. Ball at the 16. They are leading 17-10 over the regular season champion Lincoln County Lettermen. So Ron Martin wants to put together a drive here that munches some clock and ends up in some points so he can take that halftime lead. He's up 17-10, but I'm sure he'd like to go up an extra score before the half. More than anything, not turn the ball over and give Lincoln a chance to tie it once they keep this momentum going. So now we see the 3 wide, 2 running back set for Pittsburgh. And we're awaiting the play call. Again, Summer Sprint 2017 semifinal competition between Lincoln County and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is winning 17-10. That was a 4-yard run for Ernest Biner. Biner 5 carries, 14 yards, but it's what he's done in the air that counts. He's caught a touchdown. He's run for a touchdown. He has over 100 yards receiving, including the game's first touchdown, a 69-yard touchdown. And here comes a pass to Jerry Butler, and that is caught. So a 12-yard pass from Bill Kenny to Jerry Butler, and that was his first reception of the day, but that certainly wasn't Bill Kenny's first completion. He is 11 of 13 for 185 yards and a touchdown. So an outstanding start for Bill Kenny, who, as we'd mentioned earlier, Ron Martin had drafted 3rd in the 3rd round of this year's Summer Sprint draft. And he has an excellent card, and he is backing it up here in the playoffs. Just under 5 minutes to play. Pittsburgh has the ball at their own 32. Coming out in the pro set, that is Steve Sewell and Ernest Biner in the backfield. 4-3 defense. for the letterman. There we go. And here comes a deep pass to Andre Reed, but this pass is going to fall incomplete. It was guessed right, and the pass falls to the turf. So second down, 4:30 here in the second quarter. Pittsburgh with the ball at their own 32. Bill Kinney, so far, the story of this game, 11 for 14, 185 yards, but more than 100 of those have gone to running back Ernest Biner, who opened the game with a 69-yard scoring strike and has two long receptions, excuse me. So I guess they would be the co-story of the game. Biner has 2 touchdowns, 1 receiving and 1 rushing. So your first half MVP, Ernest Biner. Here comes a quick pass to Andre Reed, and that pass is caught, and 10 yards later, it's a first down. No man in the zone, as Lincoln County brought a little bit of heat, and Ron Martin pressed the right button, and they have a first down to show for it. Lots of offensive fireworks in this first half, especially from Bill Kinney, quarterback, and Ernest Biner, running back and his favorite target today. Again, unlikely hero. Yesterday it was James Wright, former Bronco tight end who had more than 100 yards receiving. And here comes a quick pass, but the pass falls incomplete. That was intended for Billy White Shoes Johnson, but the pass falls incomplete. So second down and 10. Pittsburgh ball at their own 42, 3:36 in the first half. He's going to throw deep again to Ernest Biner, but this pass is going to be caught again. Ernest Biner. Ernest Biner hauls in his third long pass of the game. That is 4 receptions now for 145 yards. And Lincoln County once again succumbs to a deep pass. White dice 6. Not very many fullbacks are going to be able to stop a play like that. Again, you've got defensive back in the zone, and that's a 4 in the zone. So bad break for Lincoln County, but again, a nice call for Ron Martin. And who knew that Ernest Biner would be the deep threat that Ron Martin needed? And Ernest Biner absolutely has delivered. I mean, I think anybody wouldn't mind thinking he could be the hero of the game, but who knew it would be through the air? Here comes a pass to Billy White Shoes Johnson. This pass is going to be caught, and it's for a gain of 5 yards. And that'll bring up second down. There is 2:24 remaining here in the first half. Pittsburgh up 17-10. They have dialed long distance in this first half, and it's been very, very effective. It's led to a 17-10 lead, and Pittsburgh is lurching closer and closer to the red zone and an inevitable another score. Well, probably another score. Certainly that's what Ron Martin is hoping and what Tom Cook is hoping not to have. So here comes a pass once again to that tight end. That's James Wright, but the pass is going to fall incomplete. I believe that was Wright does have 1 reception in this game for 4 yards. Yesterday, again, he eclipsed the 100-yard mark. So 2 unsung heroes through the air in consecutive games. Tight end James Wright, former Bronco. Ernest Biner, former Brown. Bill Kinney, 231 yards in the first half. .206 to go in this first half. So we're awaiting the play call. This is a 3-wide set. Ron has mixed it up. We've mostly seen pro set from Ron, but we've seen a few 2 running back 3-wide sets, and now we see a 3-wide set, but he does keep his tight end, James Wright, in. So we're waiting for Tom's defensive call here. Again, 2 minutes and 6 seconds here in the first half of this summer sprint semifinal. The 10-6 Pittsburgh Steelers are on top of the league champion, regular season league champion, Lincoln County Letterman, 17-10. We're still waiting for a call, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe we've got a bad connection. I may have to jump out of here and jump back in. And that's what I'm going to do. Sorry for the delay. Hopefully we'll get back to it here in just a moment. Again, we've had some server issues here, some major server issues here in the first half. Okay, not able to get in that time. We'll give it another shot. So we're trying to reconnect here. And we are back. So 3rd and 5, ball at the 22. Again, setting the stage. 2:06 remaining in this summer sprint semifinal competition. The winner is going to take on the winner of the upcoming Seattle, Maine competition. That's 3rd down and 3, and that is a run by Ernest Biner, but it only picks up, excuse me, 3rd and 5, and the run picks up 3, so that leaves 4th and 2. Ron Martin's not going to take any chances. He's going to attempt a 36-yard field goal. This is Gary Anderson. And Gary Anderson puts it through. So things are looking pretty positive here for Pittsburgh. They should be able to hold on to this lead. Some sort of lead heading into half, but Tom Cook does have all 3 of his timeouts remaining. Let's see if he can get him a good return, and he does. And so he will take over with relatively good field position. Ball at the 35 after that 27-yard return by Ron Brown. As you can see on his card, rolling a 4 will get you a touchdown. That's almost unheard of. You'll see it on 2s. Maybe you'll see it on a 3, but to have it on a 4, he may have actually taken 3 punts back, as I recall. It was either 2 or 3, and that's why he was drafted very early. And here comes a long pass. This pass is going to be caught for 30 yards to Pete Holohan, and he's able to get his way out of bounds. So from the 35 to the 35, that is a 30-yard pickup. Bobby Hebert completes it to Holohan. That was a short pass, but he rolled a 12, and that's a long gain of 30 on the play. So Holohan has had a nice half. He does have a touchdown. That's 3 catches now, 35 yards. When you get a 30-yard catch like that and you have a touchdown, that's a nice half. So he's making an impact on this game. So with 1:37 to play, didn't take very long for Lincoln County to make their way into Pittsburgh territory. They're going to try to slice into this lead before the half. Here comes a pass to Mike Quick, but that pass falls incomplete. Bobby Hebert is 11 of 16 for 107 yards and a touchdown. His counterpart, Bill Kinney, already has eclipsed 200 yards for the half. Still plenty of time in this second quarter, a minute 30 remaining. Lincoln County has all three of their timeouts remaining. They trail 20-10. Here's a quick end to Tim Spencer. The pass is caught. Spencer hauls it in and grabs 6 yards, but it's caught in the field of play. He's not able to get out of bounds, and Lincoln County is deciding whether or not to call timeout. And they do not. So 3rd and 7, I believe that's hurry up offense. Let's see. I believe he called hurry up. So 3rd and 4, trying to preserve some clock. Three wide set for Lincoln County. Not sure what Fuad Revez is able to do on deep kicks. This right now would be a 46-yarder, so Lincoln County is going to do everything they can to try to convert this and keep those chains moving. Here comes a quick pass over to Mike Quick, and he is able to haul it in and get out of bounds. So double bonus there, 6-yard catch. That moves the chains, and he's able to get out of bounds, preserving clock. Now there's a minute remaining. Lincoln County has all three of their timeouts. The ball is at the 23. So now they're definitely in manageable field goal range, but Lincoln County has plenty of time and timeouts. So Tom Cook's aspirations for 7 here are not that lofty. And here's a short pass. It's a 2-yard pickup, so not much of a gain, and he will now call his first timeout. Lincoln County goes back to the 2 running back, 3 wide set. That's Mitchell in the backfield. Has been pretty quiet, actually, this game. And as I say that, here comes a pitch out. There's nobody in that zone. And Mitchell is able to pick up a few yards on the play and trots out of bounds, once again preserving the clock. That was a gain of 3 for Mitchell. And that'll bring up 3rd and 5. 45 seconds remaining. Lincoln County does have 2 timeouts. Definitely in field goal range now for Fuad Revez. But let's see if they can convert this 3rd down. So this time they come out in a pro set, and Abear is in the shotgun. That's Kenny Jackson and Mike Quick are your wideouts. And that's Pete Holohan, who already has a touchdown in this game. He had a 30-yard reception on this drive. And here comes a draw play to stump Mitchell. It is guessed wrong, and Mitchell is able to pick up 6 yards. He brings the ball down to the 12, and Lincoln County will call timeout here. And that'll bring up 1st and 10, ball at the 12-yard line of the Steelers. So with 1 timeout remaining and 12 seconds, 1 timeout remaining and 37 seconds to go, the flat pass is in play here. So let's see if they use it. A lot of coaches like to get in that one last flat pass before they get inside of the 10, and it is taken away from them, and it only leaves 1 pass, which would be the short pass. I formation for Lincoln County, the 13-3 regular season champions of the Summer Sprint 2017 League. And here is that flat pass. This goes to Holohan. It is guessed correctly, and Holohan is able to haul it in, and he's able to lurch into the end zone for a score. Pete Holohan has his 2nd touchdown of the game, and the only reading on his card that would have led to a touchdown, and he rolled it. So Lincoln County answers in a big way. Ron Martin will have the lead into the half, but it will not be 10 points. Pending this extra point by Fuad Revez, And it's good. And the lead will be 20-17. Barring some mistake or some misery here toward the end. We'll see if Ron just decides to take a knee and just head into the half. But again, he will have the lead heading into the half. 22 seconds remaining. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, but that's not a lot of time to get at least 50 yards to get in field goal range. But stranger things have happened. They do come out with a forward-wise set. That's Ernest Biner in the backfield, and he has gone deep to Biner several times this game. He's been the long pass hero for Ron Martin. So I'm sure Tom Cook is not sleeping on him at all. And look out for Jerry Butler. He's being guarded by a 0, so there are some options here. But then I'm sure Tom is definitely thinking about who to double team on this play. I don't think this is going to be a situation where Ron's going to take a knee and go into the half and quietly into that good night. Let's see if he does try to make a strike here deep. Kenny does have a so-so card. Guessed right on deep throws. .22 seconds remaining. Steelers have all 3 timeouts. So they have the ability for 4 plays here. 22 will take you down to 15, 15 down to 8, 8 down to 1 if they call timeout. So there are 4 plays remaining. So here comes a short pass, this to Chris Burkett. And that pass is going to be incomplete. So no panic from Tom. I didn't see a double team on that play anywhere. At least I didn't notice one. And that'll bring up 2nd down, ball at the 15. Pittsburgh with the 3 wide, 2 running back set. Here comes a curl pass, this to Billy White Shoes Johnson, and that pass falls incomplete. So now we have 3rd and 10, ball at the 20. Lincoln County does have a timeout, so if they just decide to run here, although there's not really much you can do with that, that punt will probably travel out of bounds. So let's see if Ron just chucks this one downfield. 3 wide set again. Lincoln County counters 3-3-5. And on that bomb to Andre Reed, Kenny is sacked. He's able to hold on to the ball, and that will be the half. So that was Whitney Paul on the sack. But Lincoln County will go into the half with the lead, 20-17 over Lincoln County. So a nice half by both teams. Pittsburgh has had Lincoln County on the ropes a couple of times, up by 14 and up by 10, but Pittsburgh was able to answer both times, and so they now find themselves down 3, but with the ball heading into this 3rd quarter. So we're trying to see if there's any action between these two. Sometimes we have the halftime bug, so this could be yet another time in which the game has stopped. I've not seen any communication between either one of these 2 teams, so I'll probably just log out again and jump back in again. So we're going to take a break from this broadcast. I'll be back in just a moment while we try to reconnect. Mm-mm. Hello, everybody. We've just now jumped into the second half, and we've already had some fireworks. And as we've mentioned earlier, one of Lincoln County's first draft picks Their second-round pick was the Los Angeles Rams return unit, which features a very dangerous Henry Ellard as a punt returner and Ron Brown as a kick returner. And it has paid dividends for Lincoln County as Ron Brown has just returned a kick for a touchdown that has given Lincoln County the lead 24-20. So on the first play of the second half, Lincoln County has taken the lead on a Ron Brown kick return touchdown. So that second round draft pick, certainly paying dividends. That was an 85-yard run back for Ron Brown. And Lincoln County, for the first time in this game, has taken the lead over Pittsburgh. If you're just joining us, this is the Lincoln County Letterman, 13-3 in the Summer Sprint League, against Pittsburgh, 10-6 in the Summer Sprint League. Lincoln County was the regular season champion. We are using the 1985 card set, Chicago Bears, world champions that season. Tom Cook is leading the Lincoln County Letterman. Ron Martin is leading the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, lots of action here. Before Lincoln County gets, before Pittsburgh gets the chance to, let's try this again. Lincoln County is leading, everybody. In case you've just joined us, Lincoln County has been trailing for the entire game. But just like that, with a Ron Brown special teams kick return for a touchdown, they have taken the lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers, 24-20. Pittsburgh has lived and died by the long pass. In particular, Bill Kinney has had an outstanding first half, throwing well over 200 yards. Ernest Biner has been his main target. He has well over 100 yards receiving. We'll look at those numbers here in just a moment. So, 3rd down and 6 for Pittsburgh, who had held the lead for the entire first half, but now are trailing 24-20 to Lincoln County. We're waiting for a play call here, but it looks like we've got another delay and quite possibly another drop. And no play has been called. No formation has been called. We'll just have to jump back in. Well, this is really a shame. This is about the 6th or 7th time we've had to do this, and it's wrecking what is a fantastic game. But it's just so difficult to keep having to jump back and forth into this. It's a wonderful game. It's just the momentum just gets wrecked every time this gets stopped. So I'm sorry, this game is going to be kind of disjointed. Some of you are going to look at this video where there's going to be a pause of about 3 minutes. I left for a little break, came back in, and they were replaying the end of the second quarter. So for whatever reason, it stuck Pittsburgh deep in their own territory to replay the last 2 plays of the game, which made which made absolutely no sense. So they had to do the plays all over again. So hopefully that won't screw up anything statistically. But it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with where we are right now. And where we are is a 24-20 contest between Lincoln County and Pittsburgh. Lincoln County leading, the regular season champions of the Summer Sprint 2017 League. The winner will take on the winner of the Seattle, Maine contest, which is taking place later on this evening. We are doing the live broadcast of this game. Here comes a pass to Andre Reed, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. So Bill Kinney, 14 of 23 for 231 yards. Super hot start in the first. On this drive, they fizzle 3 and out, and they're going to give the ball back to Lincoln County, who now has the lead. And that's a nice kick for Harry Newsom. A 50-yard punt that Lincoln County does not return. The letterman will take over on their own 15. 3 minutes have elapsed in the second half. It's 12 minutes to go in this second half, a little bit over 12 minutes to go. Lincoln County, who has not led at any time during this game, took the opening kickoff of the second half for a touchdown and now have taken the lead 24-10 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, Lincoln County is led by Tom Cook. Pittsburgh is led by Ron Martin. Lincoln County won 13 games in the regular season. Ron Martin's club won 10. And here's a flat pass, but it falls incomplete. Bobby Hebert in the first half, efficient, 15 for 20 for 133 yards. He does have 2 scoring tosses, both of them to tight end, former Los Angeles Ram, Pete Holohan. Here's a pitch to Stump Mitchell. It's guessed wrong. He has a strong guessed wrong card. He picks up 5 on the play. So 3rd and 5 for Lincoln County. Again, if you joined us late, Lincoln County trailed throughout the first half, but on the first play of the second half, Ron Brown returned a kick for a touchdown, giving the letterman the lead 24-10, or 24-20, excuse me. So 3rd down and 5 for Lincoln County. Let's see if Pittsburgh can get the letterman off the field. Here comes a short pass, this one to Mike Quick, former Philadelphia Eagle. Hebert looking, and the pass falls incomplete. So Pittsburgh is able to hold. Lincoln County will punt. That is Reggie Roby. And this will be his second punt of the game. His first traveled 44 yards. That's Miami Dolphin Reggie Roby. Oh, geez. So we're waiting for the Steelers to call, and I'm wondering if they're stuck again. I don't see anything coming their way. Yep. So frustrating. I'm having a hard time controlling it, guys. I'm sorry if you're listening to this broadcast late. I'm not blaming anybody for this, but this is about the 9th time I've had to jump in here. Please, Stratomatic, figure out a way that we don't have to keep jumping back and forth into this game. It's wrecking a terrific game. Absolutely wrecking this. Well, so we missed that, and we don't have a record of it. So anyway, Reggie Roby's punt is returned to the 46. So Pittsburgh will take over with very good field position on their second drive of the second half. So he missed one play there. It's 2nd down and 10, ball at the 46. And here comes a bomb. This one to Andre Reed. It's guessed right, and the pass falls incomplete. So 3rd down and 10, ball at the 46. Excellent field position for Ron Martin to begin his second drive of the half, but they're one play away from another 3 and out. So this would be a nice and I think an important conversion for Pittsburgh. They certainly don't want to give Pittsburgh any chance to put this to 2 scores. 3 wide set, and Tom counters 3-2-6. So let's see if he keeps both of those players in the long pass zone. I can't imagine him doing that. I'm sure he's going to use one of those guys to double team. And here comes a down and out, this time to Ernest Biner. And this pass is going to be intercepted. It's picked off by Lincoln County. And Lincoln County's headed the other way. So an interception. That is Whitney Paul. And he returns it 4 yards. So Lincoln County is in business. Ball at their own 43. I misspoke. I did not see a double team on that play. And so Lincoln County will take over. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I missed that call completely. That was a pass to Ernest Biner. I don't want to take away from what Tom did. He double teamed. He double teamed Ernest Biner. And just like that, Pittsburgh picks off the next Lincoln County pass. So as in yesterday's game, Sun County, the Orange County Sun. No, I'm sorry, the Southern California. I'm getting the names mixed up. Southern California Sun, coached by James Riley, was playing in a playoff game yesterday that I was broadcasting with Ron Martin, and they both had consecutive interceptions. And on this play, Pittsburgh seizes the momentum back from Lincoln County as that long pass is intercepted by Emerson Walls, who also had an interception yesterday. So Bill Kenny drops back on this first play, and he is caught in the backfield on a must-run reading. The pass, he is sacked for a 3-yard loss. And that will bring up 2nd down. And 13. Ball at the 36. The Steelers trailing Lincoln County 24-20 with 9 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The winner of this contest will take on the winner of the Maine and Seattle semifinal competition later tonight. This is the Summer Sprint 2017 Championships. We are using the 1985 card set. So Kenny is in the shotgun on this 2nd down and 13, ball at the 36. That's a 3 wide set. That's Andre Reed, Billy White Shoes Johnson, and Jerry Butler. Jerry Butler is guarded by a 6. Billy White Shoes Johnson by a 5, and Andre Reed by a 4. And here comes a pass to White Shoes Johnson. And that pass, again, is incomplete. So Kenny has been pretty cold early in this 3rd quarter. He still is having a great game statistically, but again, he is starting to cool off. He's 14 of 26 for 231 yards. I do not believe he has a yard in this second half. So 3rd down and 13. Pittsburgh trying to avoid their 3rd consecutive 3 and out. But they've got some work to do. Need 13 yards to get this first down. Four wide set this time. Now Jerry Butler is guarded by a 0. Andre Reed by a 4. So there's a couple of targets there. And again, Ernest Biner, who's had a big game, but he was double teamed on the last play. And here comes a short pass to Butler, and he hauls it in. He picks up 14 yards, just enough for the first down. That's on Kenny's card. He rolled a 6. And the pass is completed, and the chains are moved as the Steelers find themselves exactly at the 50-yard line. They are at midfield. They are trailing 24-20 to the Lincoln County Letterman. There is 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter of this Summer Sprint 2017 semifinal game. The winner takes on the winner between Seattle and Maine. So pro set for Bill Kenny, who has passed for 245 yards, and he is sacked on this play. This time by Richard Dent. So that's Richard Dent and Dan Hampton, Mongo McMichael, and Steve Perry. I said Steve Perry, not the Journey singer. What am I saying? That is Refrigerator Perry. What am I thinking? William Refrigerator Perry, not Open Arms Steve Perry. So once again, 2nd and long for Pittsburgh. 2nd and 15. Now the ball is back at their own 45. We've not seen this the entire game. This is a 2 tight end set. A 2 tight end set for Pittsburgh. And also for the first time in this game, that's Curtis Dickey in the backfield. So he has just an okay card. But that was a very nice call. I believe that was an end run for Curtis Dickey. Let's see if it was. No, that was actually a pass to White Shoes Johnson. Okay. So Billy White Shoes Johnson, that pass falls incomplete. I saw short gain, and I thought that was a sweep to Curtis Dickey. It was not. And that'll bring up 3rd and 15. As we're midway in the third quarter, Pittsburgh trailing 24-20. They were able to convert on 3rd and 13 in the last series of downs, and now they have 3rd and 15. So let's see if Ron Martin can come up with a little bit more magic here. On this call. That's the 4 wide set with Ernest Biner in the backfield. Again, he's got some targets over there on the right. Jerry Butler guarded by a 0. Andre Reed guarded by a 4. You have to think Lincoln's going to bring a little bit of heat here. They've got 2 outstanding linebackers who can bring heat. That's Ricky Jackson. And that's Whitney Paul, who's an 11 on the rush. So let's see what we've got. And so he is double teaming Andre Reed. This is a pass to Billy White Shoes Johnson that is going to fall incomplete. So Ron Martin was anticipating the blitz, but Tom Cook stayed at home. And they are forced to punt. This is a 43-yard punt. And this is fielded by Henry Ellard. Very dangerous return man, and he is able to pick up 19 yards on the play. So he picks up the ball at the 12 and gets all the way out to the 31-yard line. That is a 19-yard return. And that'll be 1st and 10 for Lincoln County. They are leading 24-20 over Pittsburgh. Lincoln County, coached by Tom Cook, 13 wins in the regular season. The winner goes to the Summer Sprint Finals to face either Seattle or Maine. Lincoln County, coached by Ron Martin, 10-6. They defeated the Southern California Sun, who had won 12 games, for the right to play in this semifinal contest. They led throughout the first half. In fact, they were winning 20-17, heading into the locker room. But on the first play of the second half, Ron Brown returned a kick 89 yards, giving Lincoln County their first lead of the game. They now have the ball, 2nd and 1, ball at the 40. Here comes an off-tackle run to Stump Mitchell, and he is going to pick up a first down. He only picks up a yard, but that's all he needed. And they once again move the chains. So 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 24-20 Lincoln County. That's Stump Mitchell, and that's Tim Spencer in the backfield. That is Kenny Jackson and Mike Quick, former Eagles. As your wideouts, and Pete Holohan, who has 2 touchdown receptions in this game, tight end, former Los Angeles Ram. But in this set, he was a Charger. And here comes a deep pass to Mike Quick. There's nobody in the zone. And that pass is going to fall incomplete, but wow, look at that. Pass was guessed right, but 2 through 6 are long gains for Mike Quick, but the pass does fall incomplete, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So two running back, 3 wide set. And here comes an off-tackle run to, this is a screen pass to Stump Mitchell. It's caught, and he's going to get 16 yards and another first down for Lincoln County. So Mitchell is dangerous through the air and on the ground, and he picks up 16 yards and a first down. Pro set for Lincoln County. They are at the Pittsburgh 43, just over 5 minutes to go. Lincoln County up 24-20 over the Steelers. Waiting for Tom's play call. Well, here's a run to Tim Spencer that Pittsburgh correctly calls. Wow. So that's a loss of 1. That was quite a call by Ron Martin. Tim Spencer Had only carried the ball 4 times before that play. 5 carries today for only 14 yards. So 2nd down and 11. Ron Martin dialed up a key and it paid off. It's a very interesting call. So 2nd down, your standard I formation for Lincoln County. Pittsburgh counters 4-3. And here comes a deep pass to Kenny Jackson. They do guess pass, but there's nobody in the zone, and that pass falls incomplete. Not a super strong guessed wrong card. Guessed right, excuse me, on Bobby Hebert. That's to be expected. He missed the long gain by 1. He does have a long gain on 5 and on 12. And on 10, he has a 30-yard gain. He has just a so-so must run, which he has on a 7, just a so-so must run gain. Chances are if you're needing a long pass, 3 or 4 yards isn't going to help you very much. So Ron, on the strength of that run key call, has Lincoln County facing a long 3rd down conversion. Pittsburgh once again has a chance to get them off the field and keep this lead to 4. So 3rd down and 11. This is the 3 wide set, 2 running back, 3 wide set. Got Kenny Jackson guarded by a 4. Got Henry Ellard guarded by a 4. So let's see if he decides to go to the right side and find one of those 2 wideouts. Kenny Jackson's in the slot. Instead, he decides for an off-tackle draw to stump Mitchell, but it doesn't work. Only a yard. Actually, he loses a yard on the play. So 4th down, and Lincoln County will punt. They'll try to pin him deep on this play. And it's going to be successful as it's going to go inside the 10, all the way to the 9-yard line. So Pittsburgh will take over with 3 minutes and change. Here in the 3rd quarter, they are trailing Lincoln County 24-20. Ron Martin here in the semifinals with his 10-6 club defeated Sun County, a 12-win team, to get into these finals. Lincoln County regular season champ at 13-3. So as we pick up play, that's a completed pass from Bill Kenny to Andre Reed, a 5-yard pickup. Pittsburgh has the ball at their own 14. The Steelers are trailing the regular season summer sprint champ Lincoln County Letterman 24-20 in this semifinal competition. The winner will take on either Maine or Seattle, who is playing on another bat channel at another bat time. I believe that is tonight. In fact, that game could be closing here pretty soon. 2 tight end set. We've only seen that a couple times in this game for Pittsburgh. 2nd down and 5. And that is Steve Sewell, who is a fullback and tight end. And here comes a pass to Steve Sewell. Although that pass is going to fall incomplete, bringing up 3rd down and 5. Okay, we're going to pick things back up as we've just entered the fourth quarter. Lincoln County has the ball at their own, Pittsburgh has the ball at their own 35. It's second down and 10. And Bill Kenny completes that pass to Jerry Butler for 19 yards and a first down for Pittsburgh, who trails 24-20 with 14 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter of this Summer Sprint 2017 title game. This is Ron Martin and his Pittsburgh Steelers, who finished the regular season 10-6, facing off against the regular season champion 13-win Lincoln County Letterman, coached by one Tom Cook. So two veteran coaches, two excellent coaches going head-to-head in this game that's seen Pittsburgh lead most of the contest. In fact, they were up at the half 20-17, a half that they never trailed. But on the first play of the second quarter, Ron Brown took a touchdown, kick return touchdown, 89 yards. And that's where we find ourselves with Lincoln County up 24-20, but Pittsburgh has a sustained drive that started at their own 9-yard line. That was a run by Ernest Biner, 14 yards. 40 yards total on the ground, but he's done most of his damage through the air. He's been the favorite target of Bill Kenny. He has 146 receiving yards on the game, and in fact, on the first few plays from scrimmage, he caught a 69-yard touchdown pass from Bill Kenny. Kenny was off to a great start in the first half. In the second half, he's significantly cool, but he looks good on this fourth quarter, first drive of the fourth quarter. He has started to heat things up. He has 287 passing yards on the day. He is 20 of 36. Much of his damage has been through bombs. On this one, he's picking the defense apart with flat and short passes. A little bit more conservative on this drive. They now find themselves at the 25, so they are definitely in field goal range, but they're trailing by 4. Pro set, that's Steve Sewell, who's been in the backfield for nearly an entire game. He did have one shot at tight end just a moment ago. And that is Andre Reed and Billy White Shoes Johnson on the wides. And here comes a run up the middle to Sewell. There is a linebacker in the zone, but he's able to make his way through, and 4 yards later, it's a first down. That's his first carry of the game, in fact. Nice 4-yard pickup for Steve Sewell. A strong run blocker at a 6, and it is a first down. Briner also is a 5. That white dice 6, that was a linebacker in the zone. Linebacker unable to make the play. Ball at the 21. 12 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Here in the fourth quarter of this Summer Sprint semifinal game, the winner will take on the winner of Maine and Seattle. That is a fumble by Ernest Biner, and Lincoln County recovers. I'm sorry, that was a fumble by Bill Kenny. So that was a quarterback snap fumble, and Steve Mongo McMichael is able to pick it up And Lincoln County has taken over. That is the first fumble of the game, the second turnover for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has turned the ball over twice. Lincoln County has turned the ball over once. Both of them had interceptions on consecutive plays in the second quarter of this game. Here comes a button hook pass. This is a quick inside pass to Stump Mitchell, but Pittsburgh had two linebackers in the zone. They didn't move anybody. In fact, the free safety moved up, it looked like, on that play. So second down and 10, ball at the 28. So happy to finally have some momentum and not have to break into this game over and over again. So let's hope we can keep this connection going. 11 minutes remaining in this summer sprint semifinal contest. This is the 2017 semifinal competition between the Lincoln County Letterman, coached by Tom Cook, against Ron Martin and his Pittsburgh Steelers. The winner will face the winner of the main Seattle game coming up. Here's a 4-yard run for Tim Spencer. And that will bring up a third down and 6 for Lincoln County. I formation for Lincoln County. Stump Mitchell in the backfield. And here comes a deep pass to Kenny Jackson. Defense is double teaming tight end Severs. There is nobody in the zone, and it's a long gain. This one's going to go for some big yardage. For Kenny Jackson, it's a 47-yard reception. And so Lincoln County has flipped the field and now have the ball at the Pittsburgh 21. So a big play there. So Pittsburgh brings up their free safety to double team Eric Severs, tight end, and that leaves the free safety zone vulnerable. And with no man in the zone, the receiver rating comes up, and that is a long gain for Kenny Jackson, who has 5 receptions for 100 yards. Here is a pass to Mike Quick that's going to pick up another 10 yards. And another first down for Lincoln County. Now they have the ball at the 11. They are leading 24-20 with just under 10 minutes to play in this summer sprint semifinal contest. Bobby Hebert, 18 of 29 for 206 yards and 2 touchdowns. 3 wide set, an off-tackle run to Stump Mitchell. It's guessed wrong, but he's only able to pick up 2 on the play. So Ron Martin catches a break there. That's the lowest amount of yardage you can get on that card, minus the dreaded 5. And even there, he gets a yard. So that'll bring up second down. Now the flat pass is out of commission. Second down and 9. That's Eric Severs at tight end with Kenny Jackson wide right. 3 wide set with Otis Anderson, Tim Spencer, and Stump Mitchell. Bobby Hebert under center. Let's see if Ron's going to keep 3 or 4 in the short pass zone. I believe we're going to see a run called from Ron Martin. Let's see. Well, it's a sweep, but it's to Tim Spencer. Defense calls pass, but there comes that dreaded 5, and 5 will get you 0. Tim Spencer, no gain on the play. The former Ohio State Buckeye, no gain. Third down and 8. They stay in the full house. Again, Kenny Jackson, and that's Eric Severs. Pete Holohan, who has 2 touchdown catches in this game, is sitting on the bench. So certainly Tom has the ability to put this lead to 7, but he wants more. Pittsburgh sure could use a stop here just to keep this to a 1-touchdown game. Again, 8:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Waiting for the play call. Here it is. And it's going to be to Eric Severs. And it is guessed wrong. And this pass is going to be Oh, wow. What a break. So once again, Ron Martin catches a break. Play was guessed wrong. But Eric Sievers is unable to make the catch. And Lincoln County settles for a field goal. We lost the animation on that play. Pittsburgh will take over at their own 26. We are midway in the fourth quarter. The Steelers are trailing the Letterman 27-20. The winner goes to the Summer Sprint title game. Two tight end set. Haven't seen this very much from Pittsburgh. That is Curtis Dickey in the backfield. He's a limited, low usage carry running back, but he has a strong end run card. So let's see if he uses him here. He does not. He throws to Andre Reed. He throws a deep pass, and he is correctly double teamed by Tom Cook. Good call. But he just missed on that. Even double teamed, Andre Reed can make a catch. He has a 30-yard gain on an 8, but he does roll a 7, and that brings up second down at the 26. So Ron Martin decides to go deep on his first play from scrimmage, trailing by 7. The Steelers led the entire first half. In fact, we're up by 14 points at one point. But the game was completely turned around on the first play of the second half when Ron Brown raced 89 yards on the opening kickoff of the third quarter, and Lincoln County has led the rest of the way. It's been back and forth. Lincoln County just extended the lead a moment ago. And there's a completed deep pass on a double team. Jerry Butler is able to haul it in from 30 yards. So a nice play from Bill Kinney. Nice pass to Jerry Butler, but even more impressively, over the double team, Butler is able to haul it in. That's his fourth catch for 75 yards, and Kinney has now eclipsed the 300-yard mark. He is 317 yards for the day. Many of these 38 passes from Bill Kinney have been deep shots downfield. It's a good pickup for Ernest Biner on that play. 11 carries, 47 yards. That's a pickup of 7. And Pittsburgh is now at the Lincoln County Letterman 37-yard line. 6 minutes to play. Pittsburgh trailing by 7. Time to drive, trying to drive for the score that will knot this game. Here comes an off-tackle run, guessed wrong, and another pickup of 7 yards for Ernest Biner. So first down for the Steelers, ball at the 30, 5:24 remaining, clock ticking. Plenty of time for Pittsburgh on a potential scoring drive. Another 2 tight end set. For Pittsburgh. And this is a pitch out to Dickey. It's guessed wrong, and he picks up 5 on the play. Defensive end rating 6 on the white die. And Richard Dent is unable to make the play. That's Dickey again in the backfield. He has a solid guessed wrong on end runs, but he's a limited carry back, and that's why we're seeing him now. That was his first carry, in fact. 1 carry, 5 yards. So second down and 5, ball at the 25, 4:48 remaining, summer sprint, semifinal competition between Lincoln County, 13 wins, regular season champions. They are leading 27-20 over the 10-6 Pittsburgh Steelers. The winner plays in the summer sprint title game. Waiting on the play call of Ron Martin. squaring off against Strat veteran Tom Cook. So we missed a little bit of animation in that play. That was a long pass from Kenny once again to Ernest Biner, but the pass falls incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd and 14. The ball at the Lincoln County 22. 3 minutes and 18 seconds remaining. So let's see if Ron tries to pick up a little bit here and then take his chances on a 4th down, or if he just settles to get the ball a little bit closer, kick that field goal and go for an onside kick. Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining. He's going to have 2 shots at this. Here's a pass to Kenny Jackson, and he will pick up 13 yards on the play. That was not Kenny Jackson, I'm sorry. It's Billy White Shoes Johnson. So Billy White Shoes Johnson picks up 13 on the play, setting up inevitably the play of the game. Ball at the Lincoln County 9. That is a full house backfield. This is the play of the game. First down here extends the drive. And here comes a pass to Ernest Biner, and the pass is going to be picked off in the end zone. It's picked off by Lincoln County. And he will take it down. He will take a knee. That pass intended for Ernest Biner is picked off for the second time in this contest, this time by Whitney Paul. So now, first down and 10 for Lincoln County. They take over. They are winning 27-20. And need to grind out one more first down, and they are well on their way on this play. That pass is completed to Pete Holohan, and Pittsburgh will call timeout. So Bobby Hebert finds Pete Holohan. 5 catches, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns. He has both of Bobby Hebert's 2 touchdown tosses. Hebert has thrown for 214 yards in this game. It is 2nd down and 1 with 2:06 remaining. We'll see the 2-minute warning on the next play. 2nd down and 2. Off tackle to Stump Mitchell. Guessed right. And Mitchell bursts through the line and picks up 9. So another first down for Lincoln County. One more first down is going to end it. That's the 2-minute warning. Pittsburgh does have 2 timeouts remaining. So things are getting very dicey for the Steelers. Lincoln County looking pretty good right now. One more first down is going to wrap this thing up. So the Steelers drive deep into Lincoln County territory, but Kenny is picked off by linebacker Wesley Paul on a pass that's intended for Ernest Biner. Here comes a run up the middle to Tim Spencer. He picks up 2. Pittsburgh will call timeout on the play. 1:52 to go in the 4th quarter. Ron Martin and his Pittsburgh Steelers Great effort today. Trailing 27-20. Needs one more stop. Lincoln County, coached by Tom Cook, 13 wins, regular season title winner. Needs one more first down to ice this victory and head to the summer sprint title game. Here's an off-tackle run to stump Mitchell. There's no linebackers in the zone, but he's dropped in the backfield for a loss of a yard. So that'll bring up 3rd and 9. And again, Ron Martin calls timeout. So a stop here, and they will get the ball back with about a minute to play. Wheels turning in Tom Cook's head. Do you dare put the ball in the air and take that shot at first down, or do you go ahead and take the run, take off some more clock? In this case, he decides to go up the middle to Tim Spencer. It's guessed wrong. Spencer will pick up 5, but he is stopped. They cannot stop the clock. And Reggie Roby is called on to boom one. Let's see if he decides to kick it out of bounds. Or if he's going to go ahead and unload a deep kick. Roby of the Miami Dolphins. He kicks it. It's only a 38-yard punt, and it will be returned. And it's going to be a deep return. Look at this, for 37 yards. So good news, bad news. A nice return, but oh, it could have been so much more. That's Bill Bates, the Dallas Cowboy, who got a long gain, but they caught a bit of a bad break on the long gain chart. But he is able to pick up 37 yards, so nothing to complain about there. Ball at the 44, so 52 seconds remaining. You've got a very dangerous Bill Kenny, who already has thrown for over 300 yards. Here comes a short pass, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. That's to tight end James Wright. Pass falls incomplete on Kenny's card. 2nd down. Kenny, 23 of 43 for 337 yards, 1 touchdown, but 2 big interceptions on passes intended for Ernest Biner. One on the last drive that looked to be a killer, but now he has new life. He's at the 44. He has 45 seconds remaining. Pittsburgh, 10-6. Against Lincoln County, 13-3. The winner will play in the Summer Sprint 2017 title game. We're using the 1985 card set. This is Bill Kenny, former Kansas City Chief. 4 wide set. Here comes a pass to White Shoes Johnson, and this pass also falls incomplete. It was a deep shot, but the pass falls to the turf. So 3rd down and 10. 37 seconds remaining. Not much time for flat passes here, especially those that are going to the middle of the field. You've got to chase yourself to the sidelines. They have no timeouts remaining. 4 wide set. Vulnerable to this pass rush, but let's see if he tries it. That's Ernest Biner, the hero in the backfield. He's had a great day receiving, but oh, in the pass rush, it's going to catch him, and there's a fumble on the play. So while they are able to recover, the Steelers did come up with the recovery. That was an 11-yard sack, and that is credited to Ricky Jackson. So an 11-yard sack puts them very, very deep in the hole. Again, the 4 wide set, and you know Lincoln County is going to bring the noise on this play, and they probably will keep 2 defensive backs in the secondary. Things are looking very bleak for the Steelers with 22 seconds remaining. 4th down and 21. Ball at their own 45. Here comes a bomb to Andre Reed. There are 2 men in the zone, and this pass is going to be intercepted. And Pittsburgh will not choose to return this. That pass actually was not intercepted. The animation showed intercepted, but instead they play it safe. Terry Taylor knocks the ball down. And the two teams are now congratulating each other, the two coaches, that is. That is Ron Martin and Tom Cook. And Tom Cook is going to hold on after he takes a couple of knees. Probably only one knee, actually, will get it done. Bobby Hebert is going to go ahead and take this knee. And this game is going to come to a conclusion. So congratulations to the Lincoln County Lettermen, 13-3 in the regular season. They will play for the Summer Sprint title against the winner of Maine and Seattle, which is also taking place this evening. So Bobby Hebert, who dat? Bobby Hebert, former New Orleans Saint, has led his club to the Summer Sprint Championship as Lincoln County overcomes a 14-point first-half deficit to defeat Pittsburgh 27-20 in this Summer Sprint 2017 semifinal game. So we're going to take a look at some stats here momentarily. All right, the two teams are, and they both disconnected. So we'll just take a look at some statistics here really quickly before we let this go. Okay, so we'll just do a quick recap. Pittsburgh, on their first drive, struck first with a 69-yard pass from Bill Kinney to Ernest Biner, and then followed that up with a 31-yard field goal to take a 10-0 lead. Lincoln County got on the board themselves with a Fuad Revez 27-yard field goal, closing the lead to 10-3. Pittsburgh then countered again, Ernest Biner with his second touchdown of the game, a 1-yard run, and that extended the lead to 17-3. On the following possession, a long drive that culminated with a 2-yard touchdown pass from Bobby Hebert to Pete Holohan. A Gary Anderson 36-yard field goal extended the lead to 20-10. And then just before the half, 22 seconds remaining, Pete Holohan with the second touchdown reception, again from Bobby Hebert, clipped the lead to 20-17. On the first play of the second half, Ron Brown races 85 yards for the score, giving Lincoln County a lead that they would not relinquish. They did add a field goal midway in the fourth quarter, Fuad Revez from 26 yards out, and that gives you your final score of Lincoln County 27 and Pittsburgh 20. So Lincoln County will play in the finals against either Seattle or Maine. Tom is asking if he would like to come on, and I'm like, absolutely. I'd love to have the chance to speak with him after this game. This is usually the role that Tom Cook will play, and Dennis Crowley will come on board, and they'll interview each other. So I'll get a little bit of time here, actually, to speak with Tom Cook if he can join me. Let me see if I can find that link for him. So he's asked for a link. Let's hope that he can join us here. So Tom Cook should be joining us momentarily. And the Strat veteran coach is going to be playing for another title, this time for Summer Sprint. This is the first time I've been in this league, so he can probably...
Hey, Michael, you there?
Hey, congratulations.
Oh, thanks. That was a real tough one.
That was a very tough game. Very tough game. So we now know why that you picked the Rams special teams unit so early in the draft.
Yeah, well, I do the spreadsheets, and I did a lot of spreadsheet prep in this league. I don't always do all the full spreadsheets in every league or before every draft or anything like that, including Battle Royale. But this year I did, and I saw that the yards per game on average that you got from the Rams special teams pretty much made them really, really valuable enough to take in the second round. I was drafting number 2 overall, and I remember I was going into the wraparound, and I really wanted a good running back card, because I'd taken the Bears front 4 with my first round pick. And they either wanted the Indianapolis running backs, who were good, with Albert Bentley and I think Otis Swansley, or I would settle for the St. Louis halfbacks with Stump Mitchell and Otis Anderson. And I said, well, there's 2 running back groups there I can live with, but there's only one Rams returner. There's only one Ron Brown card. So let me take the Rams returner now, and I'll live with whichever running back comes around. So, but yeah, so for me, they were definitely worth it. I mean, Dan was looking at them too. He thought about them with his second round pick. He was definitely going to take them with his third round pick. Yeah, so I mean, it was a mathematical situation. It wasn't like, yeah, I mean, we're all experienced. Most of us are very experienced track football coaches. So I didn't really look at it saying, oh yeah, the return game is so important, I should take this one. Just looking at it mathematically with my spreadsheets and stuff like that. And I have tried to estimate how many yards per game you get from different units. Battle Royale and Summer Sprint have really been my experimental ground for that. But I felt like they were worth it. And what was interesting was that Ron Brown, he had like 3, he has a touchdown on 4, and he's my only returner. And there are not nearly as many touchbacks back in this era, so he's getting a lot of cracks at it. And he had like 3 touchdowns in like the first 5 or 6 games. Like 3 touchdowns and a long gain in like the first 5 or 6 games. I was like, Jesus, and then he didn't get any more. He hasn't had one since like game 5 or game 6, but I couldn't complain. He already had 3, right?
Right.
But I was still getting the benefit where there were at least 2 or 3 games where I was constantly starting with the ball, like my own 41, 42, 45, and people would squib kick it, and I actually started liking it when they would squib kick it, because I would still get the ball up there. Actually, I was doing better, I think, on the orders when they were squib kicking it than when they weren't. I think one guy squib kicked it, and then I got a long gain. And look, this team, my team's been very lucky. I'm very lucky, it's very strong, but no, they haven't. They've been pretty lucky all season long. They've been like a charmed team for me. I only had one like bad dice game that I lost, like strictly on bad dice. I probably had 2 or 3 games that I could have lost, but I didn't, because I got good dice near the end. I had a dice game against Dennis where basically he had no chance of winning because the dice were so bad for him. So I was kind of like 3-1 in games I could have won or lost because of luck.
Right.
So that's unusual. That helped me get the number 1 seed, because like 4 guys were 12-4 or something like that, and I was 13-3, and I was able to choose one of the 9-7 teams in the first round. Nothing against those guys, but I think their teams were definitely not as tough as certainly the 12-4 and 11-5 teams. So that worked out for me. But then I was like telling Dennis earlier today, I said, "See, this team's been a charmed team all year for me. So I'm due for some payback. I'm due to get negative luck, And that happens in the playoffs. You're done, right?
Right.
So Ron went up on me. When Ron hit that long pass to Ernest Biner, like really early in the game for a long gain, I was like, oh no, here we go. This is going to be the bad luck game in reverse, or enough bad luck that I'm not going to have a chance. When he was up 17-3, I was just not feeling very confident. I mean, Ron's an excellent coach. I mean, Ron's got like 3 or 4 SOMIFA championships. He doesn't play Battle Royale or Summer Sprint very much, but Ron's known as a really, really good coach. And he's a defensive-minded guy, and he's got a good set of defensive cards. And my offense, I rely upon bombs, and he's good. And he's got a 5 back there and a 6 covering Mike Quick. And I was right. He's got a good pass rush, and my running game can sputter at times. And I've been lucky with Stump Mitchell not fumbling much all year, so that I was worried about that if I started trying to run the ball. But I just said, well, let me, I had a game plan coming in where I was going to run a lot of 3 wide, 2 running backs. So I've got a third good receiver who's more like a number 2 receiver. And at least then I've got 2 things for him to think about. Ellard and Jackson against 4s. And Abrams got a good long pass card. And I like my flat pass opportunities throwing at his 5s. So I said, let me just try and stick with this game plan where I can throw flat passes or run, take an occasional shot downfield. And I was able to get that touchdown. I was worried even at 17-3. I think I like a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6. And I might have converted on a run call to be containment with a white die 3. And I was worried. I was going to I'm going to get a field goal here. It's going to be 17-6. Nothing's going to happen. But when I got the touchdown to make it 17-10, I felt pretty good. And then what was huge, of course, was I got this. Now, then I go down 20-10 with 152 to go in the first half. I'm like, okay, I'm getting the ball to start the second half. And like we always make a big deal about that. But I'm always like, all right, you've got to kick it to Ron Brown. You've got to kick it to Ron Brown to start the second half. Because you've either got to squib it or kick it to him. And I'm like, all right, that's like a lot better than just getting the ball to start the second half. I've got a Ron Brown return upcoming. Right. And it's almost a 1 in 12 shot for a touchdown. And his opponent KR wasn't even good. So I'm like, well, if he squibs it, I better the ball like close to midfield. But then I got the I don't know how it happened. Oh, I had the 30-yard short pass long gain on a 12 to Pete Holohan with 1:37 to go in the first half. I'm looking at the box score now. That's right. And that spearheaded that end of the half touchdown drive that made it 2017. I'm like, okay, cool. 2017. I was expecting a defensive game. It's not going to be a defensive game, but it can quickly turn into one. And now he's going to kick it to Ron Brown. And voila, I got lucky. Look, you don't have to do anything. It's indefensible. The guy's either going to give you great field position on the squib, or you might get a touchdown. And even if you don't get a touchdown and kicks it deep, you still end up out of the ball like you're on 35, 37, 38. And Ron Brown rolled the 4. He got the touchdown, 85 yards, gave me the lead for the first time all game. And then he couldn't. He had some bad luck there in the second half when he was trying to come back. I mean, was it the fourth quarter? He was down there trying to tie the game, and he got picked off one time. He had the snap fumble one time. I got a couple of timely sacks. I was pass rushing him. He threw a long pass against my free safety 4, and the 4 made the play. That would have been for like 20 or 29 yards. I had a long pass. That was no men, but receiver right, long gain for Kenny Jackson for 47 yards. So a lot of things all of a sudden started going my way from out to the late third quarter, especially in the fourth quarter. You look at the fourth quarter on the highlights. You see fumble for Bill Kenny. That was like he was inside my 30 when that happened. 47-yard completion to Kenny Jackson, the long pass right, and then near the end, of course, the interception with 4 men in the end zone and stuff like that. So, you don't sit here a lot of times like you're in the playoffs against a real good coach, and it's a battle royale setup, and he's got a good team also. You rarely sit here and feel like you outcoach the other guy, and that's the case. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I outcoached Ron by any stretch of the imagination. I did think it was a better matchup for my team than the other 2 teams because he plays a 4-3 and I could throw flat against him, and because he really didn't have much of a running game, particularly against my run defense. And Ron likes to run the ball, but you can see even he knew that his running game was kind of weak, and he had 18 carries for 63 yards, and it was almost all guessed wrong. And Kenny had like 228 yards throwing at halftime, ended up with only 296, and he hit 1 bomb. So he really cooled off. He was like 11 for his first 13.
He was.
Or 13 for his first. You have 13 for his first 17, and after that, he was like 10 of 28. The second half was kind of like my regular season game with Rama. He was throwing a lot of bombs. Yep. And I was either like putting 2 men back there or blitzing a lot, and he wasn't getting anything going, and that helped also. So, I'm pretty pumped up to make the Summer Sprint Super Bowl. It's my second one. I made it when we did the USFL a few years ago with Alan Risher as my starting quarterback of the USFL guys, and probably who most people have never heard of. I don't think I even heard of it. I was a USFL fan before that card. And I got blown out by Dennis in that one. That was an early spreadsheet game for me, and I thought that my long passing was really good with the spreadsheet, but I was not factoring in the pass rush yet. And Dennis was proceeding to putting me and sacking me at will and running for all kinds of yardage too. So, but we'll see what happens.
At the end of the game, all right. So basically, he is able to hold you. No timeouts left. 1 minute left. Reggie Roby kicks it. Was your heart in your throat when you saw that long game?
Well, I infamously lost a semifinal playoff game, 6 months ago, let's say, when I had the ball on like my own 10-yard line, okay, and I think I had like a 3rd and 4, and I believe there was 52 seconds left, and my opponent only had 1 timeout. And I was leading by like 4 or 5 points, something like that. He would have needed a touchdown if he got the ball back. It was against John Madden. And I threw a short pass with Brandon Whedon. And John called a run, but put Foreman in the zone, and I got 9 on the defense's card intercepted on a 6, which would have been complete if he didn't put the 4th man in there.
Uh-huh.
And I just in that game, I just did not trust. I had a feeling like that if I punted it to him, he was going to hit some kind of crazy Hail Mary long game with Big Ben, who was his quarterback, and I was going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, how do I want to lose? I want to lose on maybe an unlikely turnover if I call a play where I don't think he's going to stuff it out, or do I want to lose on a Hail Mary? I said, let me lose here if this is how I'm going to lose. And I did lose that way. And meanwhile, like that defense had played real well for me all year long, and I had corner 6s. And it's like, well, maybe I should have trusted my defense. I don't know. I feel like it's very, very hard to feel like you would trust your defense, especially in a modern league with the dump off and the white die 6 and all the rest. So in this game, it was a similar situation where it's like, okay, if I'm conservative here and I run it with Tim Spencer and stuff, who's got a very low fumble, I have to punt it. And Reggie Roby's got a block on 12, and I've got terrible opponent coverage, plus 17, plus 20, plus long gain. Mm-hmm. But I know Bill Bates only had like a plus 21 yarder and 2. So I said, well, if he blocks it, that's going to hurt me. I thought about punting out of bounds, but I feel like
Bill Bates, right?
So many of those get returned. It's like, I punted out of bounds. It's like a 29-yard punt, and the guy rolls like a 7 plus right. 17. I just did a 12-yard punt. So I said, I'll take my chances. I'm going to take my chances and hope he doesn't roll the long gain. At least it's not a touchdown. It's a long gain. And so when I saw the long gain, it's funny. If you play a lot of games and you're very experienced, like almost all the guys are, you've seen everything. So you know this is going to happen. So I was like, oh my God, I just know this is going to happen. I was like, all right, this is a possibility. I was more worried about the block, to be honest. But I was like, all right, this is a possibility, but it's probably not going to happen. Let's hope it doesn't happen. If it happens, all right, I got to play defense. Worst case scenario, he gets a long game for a touchdown, which is unlikely. And then, I get the ball. He's got to kick it around Brown again. Or maybe I win the overtime toss. You got to kick it around Brown, and I just have to keep playing football. I guess the true worst case scenario would have been if you got a touchdown and went for a 2-point conversion and converted, and that crossed my mind. But I thought with his running game, he would not go for 2. He would just settle for the extra point and go to overtime. So when I saw the long gain, I wasn't really surprised. Really, I was just like, okay, he got the long gain, and then I saw the yards. I was like, damn it, I was like, all right, fine. I got to play defense. Or what's my defensive strategy here? And that's just kind of. Like when you played so many games. I mean, Dennis plays so many games every single year. Yeah. You're just like you've seen these situations before, and you gotta make your strategy and adjust. The game's not over until the game's over. So, I didn't have a heart in my heart in my chest or a lump in my throat or whatever. I was just like, all right, this is an unlikely outcome, but it might happen. All right, damn it, it happened. It was just more like that.
Well, it just makes the broadcast that much more fun with a minute left to play. So, well,
yeah, it was, and I'm sure it was a very difficult game to call because of all the disconnects. We went on for about 2 hours. I know Ron was frustrated. He's and stuff like that. We thought Dennis had gotten this going earlier, but maybe it's an issue when the spectators are in, or as time goes by, or sporadic. It's not an internet issue because he never drops on instant messenger. He always just crashes in the game. But I mean, all the turnovers. We had the back-to-back long pass turnovers where it intercepted each other,
right,
which worked out in my favor on the yardage. But otherwise, I was +2 on turnovers, and those were both in the fourth quarter. And the staff fumble on 3rd and 14. And and he was hitting. His long pass game is very dangerous to Bill Kenny, and I got a free safety 4, and I got a left corner 4, and Ernest Binders covered by a 0.
Yeah, he made his mind up to pick on that. There's no question. But I think in the second half, one of your interceptions was on a double team on Biner, and you had a couple of successful back-to-back double teams on both his wideouts. And Jerry Butler caught that 127-yarder on a double team. Do you remember? I think he rolled an 8 maybe and got a 30-yard gain on that. But again, some really good double teams toward the end, sacks especially. I think he had 5 for the game. Ricky Jackson had a couple of them too. So. Again, there's a reason to on the board for the second half.
Yeah. My team had well, I mean, if you look at his stats, Ron Martin's Pittsburgh stats, it was a long pass attack all year. That's how he played.
Sure.
That's how he played the first game against me. And by the same token, I knew that with Kenny's also got a pretty good flat card, and I got a middle linebacker 4 and an outside linebacker 0. If I play in a 4-3, and I could be dinked and dunked, picked apart with the West Coast there.
Yeah.
And it's harder to bring up a safety against him when you got a corner 4 and you got a 0 covering Ernest Biner who can go deep, and you don't want to give him defender extra long gain opportunities. So that's why I played a lot of 3-4 and stuff like that. But also I know I had a significant pass rush advantage against him. And early on, I think he showed that he was going to challenge me if I was safety blitzing. I don't remember if the touchdown to Bynum was on a safety blitz, and I don't remember if he had another defender X or a long gain completion on a safety blitz. But I know that a couple of times early, I was safety blitzing when it wasn't working out too well, and I said, let me put that in my back pocket for a while. But then when you got into the second half, and I was up 24-20, I'm thinking, well, I don't want to, I want to play somewhat conservatively because he needs a touchdown to beat me. And if I play 3-4, whatever, he has to go over the top to beat me. But I don't want to invite him to going over the top because Kenny's good. So it was a bit of a catch-22. I was fortunate to get the role, but I started more aggressively free safety blitzing him. I could tell he was frustrated, I think, in the second half because of all the disconnects at the time. And Ron is going through some stuff, and he gets a little fatigued at times now. And I felt like, you know what, if I keep safety blitzing him and bringing linebackers, I think he's going to go up top a lot.
Yep.
And also early in the half, I'd mixed it up. I had safety blitz in front of the flat. I had safety blitz and double teamed. He was throwing like flat against Ricky Jackson, expecting me to blitz him on a safety blitz. So then, like when it got to the fourth quarter, I think I was like, yeah, Ron is kind of irritated now. He's not going to be throwing flats to beat my safety blitz. He's going to be going downtown. And the math is just really good for most teams in this season, 1995. If you free safety blitz and bring the house, except as long as they're going to have the Miami OL. And this team was just sacking the hell out of the quarterback. Well, I had 76 sacks in the regular season.
Right.
So, hold on 1 second there, Michael. Hold on.
Sure.
But I've been fortunate. I mean, I really wasn't beaten too often by the safety blitz during the season because the numbers are pretty strong. But and look, and again, I said this team has led a charmed life this year. Down 17-3, and I get a short pass long into Holohan in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Brown returns a kick for a touchdown in the second half. The pass rush comes alive late in the third quarter, fourth quarter. Kenny snap fumble, an interception to Foreman. So it's like, for that middle of the third, from the Holohan long gain on, the luck was easily in my favor. And, and Rob Brown's real good, but, especially the last, 18 minutes of clock time, late third quarter and the whole fourth quarter. And certainly makes the game a lot easier if you're getting a lot of luck.
It is, but charmed life or not, that's still a shutout in the second half. All right. So,
yeah, that's true.
Still a shutout.
But
still a shutout.
Yeah. So, so I'm pumped up to make the Super Bowl. I think sometimes I'm a little too easily pleased in strategy. Like I'm happy to make the Final Four. So I really try to bear down. Like I prepare for this game and try to say, no, I really got to bear down. I really try to win. Don't just be happy to be here. And, sometimes I feel like I almost try harder in the regular season. It's like, oh, good. I made the Final Four. That's a good season. It's like, no, you need to actually try to win.
That's right.
So the Super Bowl, the other semifinal is going to be at 11:30 Eastern.
Oh God,
which is crazy. But Dennis on the West Coast and Dan apparently doesn't sleep much. So I'm not sure. So I don't think you're going to be calling that game, Michael. Are you at almost midnight?
I know. That's okay. If it's listen, I'll do that for the Super Bowl, but not the semifinals. That's not going to happen.
Yes, I agree with you. Well, I'm a little pumped up now, so I'm considering it. But I know my wife is overhearing me now. I'm trying to gauge a reaction on the face. My screen is blocking. I'm not sure if I see a reaction. So, but I'm pretty pumped up, and so maybe I will call it, but I doubt it. We'll see. I should be behaved. I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I got to get up at like 7 a.m. So,
well, you know what? At the same time, it is when it's your best chance to scout too. So, yeah.
Although Dennis is going to tape it and then add the play-by-play later, is what he says he likes to do.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'll be.
Yeah.
Fun.
But I it's weird. I mean, I don't like, both of those guys are not really a good matchup for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dan's club is even worse of a matchup for me than Dennis's. And again, you're comparing two clubs that went 12-4 and two excellent coaches. So it's not like you're sliding one guy to say, the other team's a worse matchup. I didn't want any part of them in this round. I mean, when I played Ron in the regular season, I told him after the game, and I got a lot of luck in that game.
Right.
I told him after the game, so, I hit some bombs and he didn't. And that was really the difference in that game. And I told him, I said, I didn't want to see him in the playoffs. I told him I sure was not going to look to pick him in the playoffs.
Right.
And, but then you get to the semifinal, you only have three possible opponents. It's like, well, the other two are even worse of a matchup. So I guess I'm going to pick Ron, even though I don't want to pick Ron. The whole picking thing is I feel like it's bad karma, but I got lucky and it worked out. So, I don't know. I mean, I'd almost rather play Dennis because I really don't like my matchup of my personnel against Dan's personnel.
Mm-hmm.
But, what kind of madman would say, yes, give me Crowley? No, I'm not saying that, I mean, but,
now for me,
I
would pick Dennis Crowley because just between me and you, I've got his number. For some idiotic reason, I've beaten him in the last two contests that I've had here, not only in summer sprint, but also I tell you what, in summer sprint, my gosh, I just wanted this season to get over with so bad. And that was one of the only games that Lynn Dickey didn't fumble the ball twice in a game. And he just happened to connect on a bunch of bombs. It was just a pure fluke. And I could just hear him at the end say, man, you got my number for some reason. I said, no, the lucky number 7's what I've got. I mean, it was a crazy win that I didn't deserve. So, both of them.
What's funny, Michael, is before maybe this season,
mm-hmm.
Well, you had my number a little bit. You had beaten me a couple of times. You beat me mostly rebuilding teams.
That's personnel.
But you had beaten me.
That's
and
personnel.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yes, and I remember like Dennis saying that. Maybe you and him were joking about that you got Tom's number, and then you go beat Dennis a couple of times. So I was glad to see that. So that's real good. So all right, well I'm going to run here because I need to eat a little something and see if I'm going to go to bed or maybe be crazy and call a game. But
well, minus all the drops, it was fun. I really enjoyed calling your game, and this was two very good coaches too. So every one of these broadcasts are a lot of fun. You learn a lot from this game, and again, it's a 2-hour broadcast, but hopefully people can stick through it. And here's hoping that the connection for this Super Bowl is just a tiny little bit better than this one.
Yeah, well, Ron's having connection problems, so I'm not aware of the other three of us having connection problems, so I don't think it'll be an issue.
I'm sure we'll get it fixed by the time the fall season rolls around. Hey, congratulations, Tom! Way to go, buddy!
Thanks, and the Super Bowl hopefully will be tomorrow. We'll see.
Yep. We'll go ahead and wrap things up here. Thanks everybody for joining us once again. That is Lincoln County, the 13-3 regular season champions of the Summer Sprint 2017 League, and they have defeated Ron Martin and the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-20. So we are waiting on the finals, and that will be between Seattle and Maine. And so good luck to you again, Tom, tomorrow night. And this is Michael Reeves. Everybody take care.